Hinduism, one of the world's oldest and most diverse religions, encompasses a rich tapestry of beliefs, practices, and philosophies. Central to Hinduism is the concept of dharma, the moral and ethical duties that guide a person's life. One of the remarkable features of Hinduism is its vast collection of sacred texts, known as scriptures. These texts vary widely in content and importance, reflecting the diverse spiritual traditions within Hinduism. The Vedas, composed in ancient Sanskrit, are the foundational scriptures, comprising hymns, rituals, and philosophical discussions. Other essential texts include the Upanishads, which explore profound metaphysical concepts, and the epics such as the Ramayana and Mahabharata, containing epic narratives and moral teachings. Additionally, the Bhagavad Gita, considered a spiritual gem, presents a philosophical dialogue between Lord Krishna and the warrior Arjuna. These scriptures, along with many others, provide a vast reservoir of wisdom and spiritual guidance for Hindus, and continue to inspire seekers around the world. The Upanishads are a collection of ancient Indian texts that form the philosophical basis of Hinduism. These texts, written in Sanskrit, date back to around 800 BCE to 200 BCE and are considered the culmination of the Vedas, and are often referred to as Vedanta, which means the end of the Vedas. The Upanishads explore the nature of reality, to identify what is real, and what appears as real, in the world we live in. So what is reality? In general, reality refers to the state of existence, the totality of everything that exists or is experienced. It encompasses both the physical world, and all the abstract concepts, ideas, thoughts, and perceptions that are part of our lives. For example, objective reality is that external, independent reality that exists, regardless of our perception or beliefs. For example, the existence of natural laws, physical objects, and the universe, these exist, irrespective of whether we believe in them or not. Subjective reality can be explained as the reality experienced and interpreted by individuals, which can vary, depending on their perception, thoughts, emotions, and cultural backgrounds. Essentially, reality is that which remains constant and oblivious to any momentary change, maintaining its consistency regardless of the changes in its surrounding. So if there is a reality that is constant and oblivious to any change, how do we perceive this? The only way we as humans can perceive our external reality is through our senses. But it's important to recognize that our understanding of reality is limited by our senses, cognitive abilities, and the current state of our knowledge. Then is there a way to perceive this unchanging reality without the senses? This is exactly what the ancient seers explored, asking profound questions about the nature of reality, the self, Atman, and the ultimate reality, Brahman, and documented their findings in the Upanishads. The Upanishads prescribe various forms of meditation, dhyana, and contemplation, nididhyasana, to realize the nature of Brahman or the ultimate reality. By withdrawing the senses from the external world, and turning the mind inward, seekers are encouraged to experience the unmanifest reality within themselves. Through deep meditation, they aim to transcend the limitations of the mind and intellect, and directly perceive the unity of Atman and Brahman. Central to the Upanishadic teachings is the distinction between the manifest, Vyakta, and the unmanifest, Vyakta, aspects of existence. Vyakta, manifest, the manifest aspect of existence, refers to the observable, tangible, and perceivable world. It encompasses all forms, objects, and experiences that we encounter in our daily lives. This includes the physical universe, living beings, plants, animals, thoughts, emotions, and anything that is subject to change and decay. In the Upanishads, this manifest aspect is called nama-rupa, which translates to name and form, indicating the multiplicity and diversity of the phenomenal world. Unmanifest, Vyakta, the unmanifest aspect of existence, refers to the underlying, imperceptible, and transcendent reality that lies beyond the manifest world. It is considered the source and essence of all that exists. In the Upanishads, this unmanifest aspect is referred to as Brahman, which represents the ultimate reality, or the supreme cosmic principle. Brahman is often described as formless, infinite, eternal, and beyond all limitations. Now, let's delve into how the Upanishads explored the nature of reality, differentiating between the manifest and unmanifest aspects. One of the key teachings of the Upanishads is the identification of the individual self, Atman, with the ultimate reality, Brahman. They assert that the essence of every living being, the Atman, is identical with Brahman, the universal consciousness. This concept is summarized in the famous statement, Tat Tvamasi, which means that thou art. It emphasizes the inherent unity between the individual soul and the supreme reality, transcending the apparent duality between self and the universe. Neti neti, not this, the Upanishads employ a method of negation, called neti neti, to describe Brahman. Since Brahman is beyond all forms and attributes, it cannot be comprehended through positive definitions. Instead, it is described as not this, not that, rejecting any limiting characteristics attributed to it. This negation leads the seeker to a realization of the formless, unmanifest, and all-pervading nature of Brahman. While the Upanishads acknowledge the existence of the manifest world, or the world we perceive, they also emphasize its impermanence and illusory nature. The phenomenal world is subject to constant change and decay, and it is considered a mere appearance or projection of the unmanifest reality, Brahman. Just as a rope is mistaken for a snake in dim light, the Upanishads point out that we perceive the world with ignorance, avidya, mistaking it for reality. An analogy commonly used in the Upanishads, to explain the relationship between Brahman and the manifest world, is that of the ocean and its waves. Just as waves arise from and subside back into the ocean, the entire manifest creation emerges from and ultimately merges back into Brahman. The waves may have different forms and names, but their underlying reality is the same ocean. In conclusion, the Upanishads offer profound insights into the nature of reality, delving into the distinctions between the manifest and unmanifest aspects of existence. By recognizing the illusory and impermanent nature of the manifest world, and turning their focus inward through meditation and contemplation, individuals seek to realize the inherent unity between their individual selves, Atman, and the ultimate reality, Brahman. The Upanishads, through their timeless wisdom, remind us that behind the ever-changing tapestry of existence lies an unchanging and eternal reality, guiding seekers toward a deeper understanding of their place in the universe, and the profound oneness that unites all of creation. If you like this content, please do like, share and subscribe to Vedas Demystified, and encourage us to work on more enlightening videos like this one.